Hey guys, Adam here from Sapphire Glade Comics. Hope you are all doing well. Hopefully everyone who was in the path of Hurricane Ida and Tropical Storm Remnants of Ida as well are staying safe. I am back with a Sword Art Online light novel review. This is the most current one that has been translated from Japanese into English. This is Sword Art Online Kiss and Fly, Volume 22. We break away from Unital Ring temporarily to revisit the worlds of Einkrad, Elfheim, and a sweet story from Serene Garden and Asuka Empire. So anyways, we'll go ahead and get started. Here is the book. The cover, the spine, the back of the book. Feel free to pause the video to read the back of the book. To begin with, basically these are just 3 collected short stories from the SAO universe that were not in the anime, but reading these stories, I feel like the anime should have put these into like extra episodes. So we'll go ahead and open it up. There's some pages and some colored artwork from Abic. And here, this story right here where you may recognize this character, this is Yuki. This is Yuki's sister, twin sister, and this is Merida. Alright, so basically the first story is when Kirito wanted to propose to Asuna. For those that don't know, Kirito and Asuna have a husband and wife relationship within the anime, which gets explored further as the anime went on and as the light novel series has developed since Volume 1. This is in Einkrad, 2 years after the game started, and it was also part of their journey to get the log cabin. But it was a very beautiful story, not gonna lie. Basically, it was the Kirito wanted to propose in front of that infamous log cabin that we've all seen and loved. And he goes to find it, and it's not there because it's part of a quest. That quest is similar to the Wizard and Oz story. And Argo also plays a role in that story as well. And they're trying to keep their relationship private, you know, the romantic side of the relationship. So, very, very good read there. That story progresses like you think it does. They had to go rescue Dorothy from the Wicked Witch of the West. And you got the cowardly lion who's looking for courage. You got the Tin Man, and you also have the Scarecrow. Toby or Toady also are in there, and of course Dorothy is as well. But it's just a mythos that Reki Kawahara included from that history. And I'm just flipping through some pages here to the one and only picture. This is Asuna and Kirito getting carried up to the log cabin, which was booby trapped during a tornado. And that's where they run into Argo. So there's that picture. And of course, you know, they beat the they beat the quest, and ultimately that ends with them buying the log cabin, which I'm going to try to find a picture here for you. I think there might be one here at the very end. Yep, there you go. That's the proposal scene, pretty much. That would have been nice to being like an extended SAO episode, or before they went on their week-long break from the Knights of the Blood Guild before the infamous boss battle on floor 75. And then we lead into our next short story, which is the day after. This takes place in Alpine, post Asuna being a damsel in distress, post Sugo doing some really weird stuff. Thank God that only got mentioned briefly. Basically what this story is Asuna is trying to get used to her new avatar, the one that a lot people are familiar with, which is this blue-haired Udine. That's Asuna. And she's trying to get used to that avatar, but some strange things happen. It's like she goes in and out of consciousness. Where she feels like she's not in her own body. She feels like she's seeing someone else's visions, and that's actually a very sweet story. And Kirito's curious as well. And as they're fighting the boss, they're trying to beat this brand new boss on floor... I think it's on floor 9 or 10. And that's when she gets into where she gets these weird out-of-body moments. And she also experiences them in the real world. The reason for that is because there was another girl who was very close to Kirito in the very beginning before Asuna per the anime. And what was her name? Was it Shinji? Yeah, it was Shinji. I'll find it here in a second. Basically, the reason for that was because of Sachi. Sachi was her name. Yeah, Sachi. Sachi and the Moonlit Black Cats, Kirito's first guild, they approach the anniversary of that guild dying. Kirito mentions how he felt during that time, where he's dealing with some post-traumatic stress, PTSD, yeah. Post-traumatic stress disorder, that's what it's called. And basically, I'm just flipping through these pages just to give you previews of everything. And here is a memory from as Kirito is remembering things. You got Asuna, you got Kirito, you got Yui, Sachi, and the two other members of the Moonlit Black Cats. Very sweet story. I had some tears in my eyes as I was coming to the end of this story. So this is a short story that I would love to see animated into like an hour-long episode, like the first episode of Elization was. That would be cool. So just looking through here, he's just sharing memories of Asuna, of Shachi, and he blames himself for their deaths. And this is a message that Sachi had to get to Asuna, because while Kirito had thrown out his old SAO avatar, his new avatar didn't have any sort of ties to the original Aincrad. But since Asuna was super close to him, Sachi found the next strongest connection to Kirito to communicate this line. You tell him for me, tell him I was happy. And then here, this line right here, Chachi was smiling when she was telling Asuna that in that memory. Very, very sweet story. And then we just talk about the boss battle, which ultimately does wind up in their winning. And then we go into Rainbow Bridge, which is it was just a fun little side story. It was an extension of the of that one extra long episode. So very very interesting continuation there. They're trying to get to the top of the world trees. They talk about the realm of the gods, Ashgard, Niflheim, Midgard, that sort of stuff. It was an alright story. I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about it. So we'll just flip through that. I'm going to find some artwork. There we go. You know, Kirito having a conversation with his sister Sugaha. That looks good. Not much else to say about the story. It was good. I mean, it was a good story. Trying to breach the realm of the gods, but I think that would be in the end game. But should have just been extended to that one episode where they did that Water Temple quest. It's alright. So, flipping through here, and that's where Asuna gets her legendary weapon as well. Because Kirito broke off the top of the World Tree's tree branch. So, pretty interesting there. And our last little side story in here. Oh, and they beat the boss here. Yeah. Is Sister's Prayer. This is a short story about Yuki and her sister Aiko, aka Ran. And it's a very, very sweet story. It talks about Yuki being a test subject in the Medicuboid, and how Spring Garden is this virtual area where those with palliative care and end stage diseases like Yuki has, drug resistance AIDS, and her sister also has a disease which isn't as bad, but as you know from Mother's Rosario, Yuki's sister did die from a similar disease that her parents had, or Yuki had. It was a very sweet story. I don't want to really spoil it because I honestly think you guys should pick up the book. If not for those other stories, pick it up for at least this story. And I'm just going to flip through some pages here. And they meet Merida, who is this lady right here. And there's Yuki and her sister. They were catching bugs. And Merida introduced them to Asuka Empire, which was Yuki's first transcendence into wielding a sword, and where she got a lot of her sword skills that she uses in Mother's Rosario, as we all know. I don't want to say anything about that, much less I don't want to spoil it, but I will spoil the very end of this story. Oh, and there's a fight between Merida and Yuki. Don't want to tell you why they're fighting, but there's a reason for it. And at the very end of this story, Yuki meets Merida, who is this young lady right here. And those are the three original members of The Sleeping Knights Guild. It was created on the eve of the end of SAO. So it was a very, very sweet, touching story. Emotional, tugs at the heartstrings. Um, it was good, but I'm ready to get back to Unital Ring. Unital Ring 2 comes out in October, so I'm looking forward to reading that. I'm going to, as soon as I get my order in from Amazon, I'm going to read it and I'm going to review it. Because I'll be honest, guys, although that I do comic book stuff, I do a lot of comic book stuff. Light novels, I get a lot more fulfillment from. And trade paperbacks, I enjoy reading the full story arc in. So probably in 2022, I will no longer be picking up single issues unless if I see an issue with really good artwork. But yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to share today. That's my review of Sword Art Online, Light Novel Volume 22, Kiss and Fly. I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, did you read it? And if you did, what did you think about it? Also, give the video a like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more of my videos, looking at my shelf, I could make probably a month worth of videos if I were to review everything that I've read. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a good night. Bye.